Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dobbs Davis giving you the Tuesday morning update from the Newport Bermuda race. When you open up your race tracker, you'll see this, and if you click on all the boat tracks, you'll see that. And as you can see, the teams are almost all into Bermuda. We've got a few stragglers back here who are vying for what we call pejoratively the Cook's Trophy. The last boat to finish gets the Cook's Trophy. But another feature here that you'll see is the wind and the weather. The wind has swung around to the northwest. It's gotten light. It's performed exactly as the forecast suggested yesterday. So these boats are having a nice pleasant sail back into Bermuda, but nowhere near at the same speeds that we had in the last couple of days. I wanted to spend a little bit of time, if I could, this morning looking at some results. Now, the big drama in last night's show was whether Belleroar and Sinn Féin, the two Cal 40s from Class 1, could get in and finish ahead in corrected time of Reeves Potts Carina. And in fact, they didn't quite make it. So Carina is sitting there on top as the overall winner, once again, of the St. David's Lighthouse Trophy. And runner-up in that class will be Defiance, a Navy 44 from the U.S. Naval Academy, sitting in second place. But the smaller boats and slower boats still came in with some good breeze and were able to still stand high in the overall corrected times. Now, looking down here at the Gibbs Hill division, there was nobody yesterday who was really threatening the leaders there. In Class 10 in the Gibbs Hill division, Shockwave, Rambler, Bellamente, all these boats will still remain on top as the Gibbs Hill Lighthouse Division winners. Now, one thing I want to draw your attention to, and we'll spend a little bit of time talking about today, is corrected time. How do they get to corrected time from elapsed time? Now, you see these corrected times here for the Gibbs Hill Division are quite a bit faster than the corrected time winners here in St. David's. Well, that's in part because the boats sailed in more wind. They were going down the track much faster proportionally to their rating. Now, what does that mean? Well, if we go over here to the SMART scoring sheet, alluded to this yesterday, this is a sheet where you can enter in elapsed times, and based on the matrix of predicted performance potential by each boat, which is over in here. This is what's called a scratch sheet. The teams out there are very familiar with this because they want to know how they're going to do relative to their competitors. So the ORR rating system is a science-based, VPP-based rating system where you take a lot of measurements of the boat, you input it into the rating calculators and the VPP, and the output of that will be this matrix of values here. Now, what are these numbers? These numbers represent seconds per mile of the predicted performance of each individual boat as a function of wind speed. And the other key component to this is wind speed and angle over an ocean course model. What that means is the Bermuda Ocean Race has a course model, a percentage of beating and reaching and running that historically has been accurate for this race. The race organizers use that as a way to try to gauge what the performance potential of the boats are. So that inputted into the ORR system gives this matrix of values, and this comprises the rating. So this is not a single number rating, it's actually a matrix of values. And this very clever scoring sheet does what's called performance curve scoring. So the finish time of the boat is then inputted to their performance curve scoring and into their matrix of values, and out comes a corrected time. Now, as you can see, my sheet here is not populated because I'm on a Macintosh, and we've determined with my friend Rush that this just doesn't work. Doesn't seem to work with a Mac, but for those of you that have Windows machines and all the macros work in Excel, you can get this to work for yourself. But this is the sheet that generates the results that we have here. So for tonight's show, we're going to go into a little bit more detail, not on the corrected time so much, but where the racetracks were. Oh, and actually one more thing I should note is that another scoring system is used for the Newport Bermuda race, which is IRC. This was a system developed at the Royal Ocean Racing Club in England to give a single number rating. It's also a measured system. It takes different measurements and it makes different assumptions about the performance potential for the boat. It actually doesn't have a course model in its rating system. It's simply a single number that's used to try to rate the boat's performance over the global range of conditions of wind speed and wind angle. And that system is also a little different because it's not a time on distance calculator, it's time on time. So for boats that have IRC ratings, they simply take their elapsed time on the course and multiply it into what their TCC is, their time correction calculator, and then you get these corrected times. So in IRC scoring, and what they've done here too is they've combined St. David's and Gibbs Hill Lighthouse divisions into fleet results. So here we're not rating them by division, we're taking the whole fleet, and as you can see, the first to finish boats, Shockwave, Bellamente, Rambler, Tiburon, these boats that were in early on Sunday were the overall winners in IRC. That's not particularly surprising. Next was Decision, the Carkeek HP40, Steve Murray's boat, brand new carbon fiber boat in the HPR rule. And then also, let's see, where's Ptarmigan? Ptarmigan should have done well. Also in, they're down here in Gibbs Hill, that's right. There's Ptarmigan. That's a boat really designed and built by Jason Kerr to IRC scoring. So that's just a little bit of a primer on IRC versus ORR. But for this afternoon's show, I think what I'll do is look a little bit at the tracks of our winners, see what they did and how they did well. So I'm going to sign off for now. This is Dobbs Davis from the Newport Bermuda race. I'll check back in with you later this evening.